people? United Central here, back with another video. Straightjacket podcast 71, guys. With my two guys, Nuruddin and Aaron. How we all doing, bro? Start with you, Aaron. And you know what, man? Yeah, man. That is it, man. Black Lives Matter still, man. And RIP George Floyd. RIP to everybody. RIP to Shukri Abdi. Every single person who has had, injustice and whatnot. Yesterday we went to the rally protest. It was a very, very poignant message. You know what? I felt like I had faith in the youth of tomorrow, man. That's why I said it on Instagram. I felt like I had faith in the youth of tomorrow. But guys, welcome to the podcast. Aaron, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just like Nordin was saying that off camera, I lost a bit of my voice yesterday. Not a lot of it, but I lost most of it. But yeah, man, solidarity with all my black brothers and sisters around the world. It literally, it was the first time for me to participate in something so huge. And I say it myself, and I said it yesterday to some of my friends as well. I am deeply ashamed that I have not opened my eyes earlier to this, but better late than never. I want to make a change. I want to be part of the people that create the change. And like you said, Saeed, man, the younger generation, my younger brothers, my younger sisters, all of my nieces and nephews here around me, I want them to look at what we did today in these times, in 10, 20 years time in the future, and say, wow, my uncle made a difference on that day 10 years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've been good, man. I've been good. Obviously, yesterday we went to the protest, and I've been a bit far away from YouTube this whole week. I haven't posted anything because of this whole thing that was going on. But whether you like it or not, it has some kind of effect on you psychologically, and especially in my heart as well. Like I'm hurt when I see stuff online and videos going around. Like, I don't know if I told you guys, but I still haven't watched the full video of George Floyd getting murdered because I just can't do it. I just can't, man. It will hurt me too much to the point where I could even watch. If I watch it, I'm gonna cry. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how much it hurts. So, but yeah, man, I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm well. We thank the Most High, obviously, for being on this earth one more day. So yeah, man, I'm good. Sorry for the whole long explanation, but yeah.
No, man. Anytime, man. And this is the platform we use to speak out. And yeah. Nuruddin, how are you today, bro? Are you a bit lost your voice? My voice a bit croaky today. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I've lost my voice.
As long as you don't fall asleep today.
No, not falling asleep. So, social justice is a real work, man. Social justice, fighting for the right. So yeah, yesterday we were there. Obviously, I was helping out with the organizing. We were there to facilitate, to let young people speak about their experience of racism. This is not just about George Floyd. It's about systematic structural oppression that faces black people in the diaspora, black people who live in countries, all across Europe and different parts of the world. And colonialism is one aspect of it. Obviously, the slavery for our Caribbean brothers and sisters is another aspect of it. But we all suffer. We're all suffering from this. And a lot of us choose to ignore it because it's too painful. It's too painful to talk about it. It's too painful to think about it. And we just like to crack on with our lives because we think that's it. But now and again, something reminds us, like that execution. And it's interesting that Aaron's saying he's not watched it. Don't watch it, actually. There's research coming out shows that when black men, obviously we're all black men here, and when you watch on camera other killings of other black men, that really has traumatic influence. Like it's traumatic, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I know people who can't sleep. I mean, most of us couldn't sleep in the past couple of days. And this is not just about George Floyd, but it's about the systematic oppression and that we all feel the discrimination we feel while living in a world that constantly reminds us about the fact that we're black. So yeah, I was just happy to be there to facilitate the young people, really. So
and that's a very, very good kind of a closing bit on that. Just in case of the shout out to the people that came yesterday, and shout out to people that came throughout the UK, the world, Berlin.
Yo, I was surprised.
Country, man.
I was surprised to see how many people there were yesterday. I was really, really shocked. But that again shows that a lot of people are just tired of it. And not just black people, but a lot of white people as well. And that shows that, they're using their privilege for the greater cause, and I really appreciated that.
And you know what? That's the biggest thing for me. That's the biggest. Yeah.
And some of them are losing their lives. There's a young girl, Sarah, in I think she died because she got tear gassed and she had asthma.
She had asthma.
Yeah, she died. So she died. Yeah. So they tear gassed her, and then because of the tear gas, got into her and she had an asthma attack and she died. So there are white people literally on the front lines of try to get justice for black people.
Shout out to them, man.
And that was the most amazing thing yesterday. It was a very multicultural showing.
Without a doubt.
And that's the thing that gives us hope. That's the thing that gives us hope.
That's what I said. That's what I said, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, this is the Straightjacket podcast, guys. Podcast 71, guys. Just before we get into the question and answers, as this is part of the show today, you know what I mean? I thought we'll go in and you guys are subscribers, you guys that have put it on the social media, thought you get your questions and answers from that one. But guys, United are back in training, back into contact training. You know what I mean? There was a little 4-4 game yesterday. I mean, Red versus the yellow, is it brown or yellow kit, whatever it's called. You know what I mean? Pogba versus Bruno. You know what I mean? It was a very, very competitive game, I'm hearing, man. So, start with you, Aaron, man. You know what I mean? Good to see, like, football back in kind of a, not kind of, football is back, but, just to see them playing against each other. And this is, like, real now, kind of, it's stepping up now, the training.
Yeah, man, you can see they took it step by step. Started with the small groups and then larger groups. And yesterday they had the game at Old Trafford. I think they called it inter-squad friendly. That's what they call it. Yeah. 11v11. Yeah, man, listen, if that can increase the fitness of the players, then I'm happy with that, man. I'm happy. I heard I heard some of the scorers, but then something came out that the scorers weren't really the scorers that we saw. And but from what I've seen, the first time that it came out, the scorers were, I think Rashford scored a hat-trick, Pogba scored twice, Bruno scored twice. They each gave 2 or 3 assists, and I'm like, like, these guys are on fire. I mean, it is only against some of our own players, but it's always good, man. It increases the confidence, and yeah, man, still counting to the day that we're gonna get to see Pogba and Bruno play. So I'm happy with that, man. Happy.
That's it, man. And Nuruddin, what about yourself?
I'm just looking at the propaganda and the drip feeding of this. Why didn't they just show clips of this? Why didn't they just show games or show the goals at least? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because other clubs do it, Other clubs show their goals and stuff.
Yeah, but I know what they're saying, that some people say, well, other coaches can analyze this, Mourinho will take that apart, think this out to hurt United. I understand all that, but why are you teasing bits of information out, bits, dips and drops, you know what I mean? But for me, I think, like I said, I said it in the last podcast, and I say it again, from everything that what we're seeing, the Bundesliga is a lot of muscular injuries, and I just genuinely hope that the United medical team are doing their bit to help the whole squad in terms of injury prevention. But other than that, yeah, of course, it's good to see. You know what I mean? Brandon Williams posted, good to be back on Old Trafford. It's not the same without the fans. It's good to be back on the pitch.
Yeah,
that's a feeling, isn't it? That's the feeling that we get.
Yeah, but like I said, it's just good for football, you know what I mean? Ollie can work on what he can work on. But you know what was starking is the fact that we've got a big squad, man. Like, it's massive, the squad, you know what I mean? To have the 11 versus 11, and you can have Bruno one side, Pogba on one side, you know what I mean? Just go show. But then again, Man United squad, is it good enough to beat teams in and around us? It's not really. We've seen that with Burnley at home, you know what I mean? When we didn't have Bruno Fernandes, when Pogba was out, it's very, very stark, the contrast, you know what I mean, with that. But, guys, we're going to get into this questions and answers sent by you guys all over Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We're going to start with the first one, which is very, very poignant. And I feel like it's happened this week, and it's kind of I don't know. Is it a blow to United? I don't know. But start with you, Nuruddin. Your opinions on Werner to Chelsea. Sent by Carefree Chelsea.
Well, that's how. One thing about, the owner of Chelsea, he moves, mate. He moves. They do it strategically. They've got proper planning. They've got proper structure, and Chelsea don't get that much left behind, man. When they need to sign, they sign players, man. They move. You know what I mean? They make moves. So you already know they're getting this guy. You already know they got they got him, the other kid from Ajax. You already know what they're doing. So yeah, that's a proper club, innit? In the last decade and a half, they're the most successful club in the UK in the past decade.
And they're looking to get Chilwell as well. Left back, they're looking to get him as well in. You know, this is crazy, man. We've had a 2-year ban on Chelsea. We've had 2 years to gain on Chelsea. But it looks like Chelsea are now gaining 2 years on us, mate. Oh, man, Aaron, man, this is shocking, man. United, I've been moaning on Twitter as people are saying, oh, wait for it to happen. You know, I'm waiting for United to act. You know what I mean? They're going to get Sancho, but who knows? But Chelsea are doing it early. Why can't we go? And now, I don't know if we're getting it, but Van der Beek is possible. We're looking at Van der Beek's strong rumours. Why don't we go into French League and Holland League and go buy now? Because they're available. They're bored.
That's the thing, man. That's the thing. And I tweeted out, I tweeted it maybe the same day that it happened. I said, or the same day that Fabrizio announced it. I said, Chelsea, you know, they might be like a bogey team. They move mad, you know, in terms of the finances and they get banned and whatnot. But when it comes to the transfer window, they see a target, they secure it, and they get him. Easy. There's not so much of, you know, blah, blah, blah online to generate clicks and to generate likes. They don't care about that. They see a target, they secure it, done, finished. And they're about to do the same with Timo Werner. And now I'm hearing Ben Chilwell as well. So, listen, they're doing what they're supposed to do. What a club who's challenging for the title is supposed to do. You see a target, speak to the target, secure the target, done. No means... No more, yeah, exactly. There's no need for to generate clicks and to generate, like, they don't care about that, and that's what we should be doing as well. But unfortunately, you know, we've got a man like Ed Woodward running the thing. So
there is my Neil Ashley. You never know.
Yo,
he's never gonna happen,
Neil Ashley guy, man.
Yo, listen, man. I wanted to do so well, man. Next question comes from GRM Live. He says,
1 minute. Can I just say something? It's really interesting that I got some text messages or some quotes. I was chatting to a couple of people and they were telling me that United might not get Sanchez. Actually, this is related to what we were talking about at the beginning of this podcast because he's protesting police brutality. You've seen him again today, I think, or yesterday wearing a shirt, no justice, no peace. And now they're saying, oh, United, now people are making excuse for United. Oh, United do not want because of that, you might freak out the sponsors that United have. Like, because he might be looked at controversial figure. Maybe not many people would buy. Not many white kids might want his.
Of course, it would, man.
You know what I mean? They might want to buy the shirts because you know he's controversial. I mean, like controversial because he's highlighting racism.
Yeah.
That shows you all you need to know where we are in the world. That's what you need to know. Yeah. You know what? On Sancho, big up Sancho. Absolute amount of respect.
All day.
Absolute amount of respect. And the same thing for John Boyega as well. You know what I mean? Putting career on the line. You know what I mean? And the others that I can't name right now, I can't remember, who are putting all of their things on the line to say, nah, enough is enough.
Anthony Joshua as well yesterday.
Anthony Joshua as well. People are getting now misquoting his quotes about, you know what I mean, buy for black people. He didn't say buy from only black people. He said invest in your people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Start with your people first, and then this is the kind of media we got right now. But that's another topic and whatnot. And next question from GRM Live. He says, Aaron, thoughts on the possibility of United landing Sancho, Grealish, and Bellingham? Would that be a successful transfer window for you?
I think it would be. Because we're getting three young players, energetic players. You've got players in there with a lot of tech, with a lot of intelligence. And again, the squad gets bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden on the bench, you look at the bench and you go, listen, we've got options. If something doesn't work, you can afford to take off someone and then bring someone in so you can make the difference. So not anything, but quality players that can improve the squad overall and quality players that can come in and make a difference when it gets hard, when it gets tough, and you can bring off a player, bring in a like for like. I'm all for it. So yes, I think that would be a successful transfer window to me.
Yeah,
same with you, Nuruddin. That kind of transfer of Sancho, Grealish, Bellingham. Are you still?
Yeah. But my question is to you guys. I think that would be I would take that. Or like I said, the right hand side sorted. Another guy who can, push the likes of Pogba, Bruno, or sometimes play on the left when we get injuries. And like I said, squad challenge. Squads win leagues. Like the idea that we need to have Pogba gone or we can't have Bruno and Grealish and Pogba is like, what? What are you talking about? We used to have, look at the players that we used to have, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what sort of madness is this? Because there's going to be injuries, going to be suspensions. That's what's going to happen. So competition, mate. Competition
for places. Yeah.
Quality players competing for similar positions. It can only be a healthy thing for your club.
Yeah, definitely.
But my question to you is that who would leave? So you get those 3 guys in. Who leaves?
But that's the problem, though. I've never done that well, though. They've never done that well. So that's why we're never able to spend big and then almost case of spending in the right areas. The ones that we bought in the summer were a case of them fitting into the squad straight away. I don't know if the club will able to do that. Whether they want to penny pinch and save money. That's what Man United are all about, aren't they? Penny pinching. So I don't know. Next question kind of links in with that. Kyle 14 another bunch of numbers says, where would you rank Martial, Rashford, and Sancho as a front 3 in the league, Aaron?
I would say it's up there in top 2, bro. Like, honestly, it's up there in the top 2, top 3 attacks in the league. You look at Liverpool, Mane, Salah, Firmino. You look at City, they're interchanging, but it should be like Bernardo Silva, Sane, and Aguero or Jesus. Do you know what I mean? And then you look at us, Rashford, Martial, and Sancho. That's up there in the top 3 for me, definitely. Because any defense looking at that before a game is looking a bit frightening and going, lads, today we've got to tighten up because this could get ugly today. So yeah, definitely top 3.
Got to be fire on that one.
Yeah,
I mean that will get you edge of your seat, Lord, won't it?
Yeah, in some ways, yeah, definitely. And in a sense, already I think the stats out there, innit? I mean, stats can you can do with whatever you want stats, but it's still, for me, it was a surprising stat to know that Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford, even though he was injured, scored more goals than Firmino, Salah, and Mane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's not there. But Chelsea, don't sleep on Chelsea, because you can think Werner, Ibrahim's, and you know what I mean, Tiak. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that'll be dangerous as well. You know what I mean? And City, trust me, don't sleep on City. I keep telling you guys, do not sleep on Man City. Man City are gonna go on a proper shopping spree.
Leon Bailey.
Yeah.
But even with him, trust me, they're gonna go on proper shopping spree. They're gonna go to Spain. They're gonna go to Germany. They're gonna might even go to Italy, man, to go and get their bits. Trust me.
Next question is quite a good question. DR8 United says, bottle top 4 or win the Europa League, Aaron?
Win the Europa League, definitely. I want a trophy. Bro. If we're gonna get back to the Champions League, get me a trophy.
Laura, did it say with you, or still compete for?
We're a club known for winning trophies, man. Man United synonymous with trophies, bro.
Can we win that Europa League though? Looking at the opponents, MUFC Maguire says, if you look at the opponents, you look at Inter Milan still in there. Who else is still in there? That was from the thing. Sevilla still in there, I think.
No, there's some decent teams still in there.
Decent teams in there,
man.
A
lot of decent teams, yeah.
You would think that Man United would be able to win that, surely.
Well, it depends on how much injuries we've got. If the quality play, like I always say, I mean, I sound like a broken record, but if we got the quality players that are fit, I can't see why not.
Yeah. Next question come from Emmanuel Foots. He says, do you think we will play with a number? Do you think we'll be better with no fans? I personally think they will, but love your thoughts. You guys are killing, by the way. Shout out to you, Emmanuel Foots. Do you think we'll be better without fans? I think I asked this last week, but you know what I mean. It depends on how the occasion is. If you get one goal down, the heads might drop. It's all about the mentality of the players. What do you think, Aaron? Without the fans, can they cope? Like, German league's doing all right now. It looked all right yesterday in the Bayern game, you know what I mean, with the kind of a fake atmosphere. You know what I mean? So
I heard they want to do the same for the Premier League as well.
Yeah. I definitely welcome that.
Yeah.
I definitely welcome.
But I think it depends from player to player. Certain players might feel less pressure. For example, like a Paul Pogba, I think he might be more at ease because, if he loses the ball, he's not going to hear no moans and groans. Do you know what I mean? So I think certain players will like it. It will benefit certain players. And I think certain players will lack that little bit extra because the fans do drive that certain player, maybe like a Rashford or a Daniel James. They feed off the crowd's energy. So, yeah, I think it will depend from player to player, to be honest.
Yeah, true. Next question from Raghav Handu. Shout out to you, Raghav Handu. He goes, which other centre-back partnership would you want to see apart from Maguire and Lindelof? Do you see Bayer Twanzebe as a good one if fully fit, Nordin?
Yeah. Either one of them can. Obviously now Harry Maguire's captain, so I can imagine he has to play. But I think Tuanzebe or Baye. But it's about the injuries, if it can come fit. I'm just really, really genuinely like hoping. I'm putting out to the universe. Just please do not mess up, because obviously Baye is injury prone, as we know, we can see. But Tuanzebe, I don't want Tuanzebe to become another Baye, man. I don't want him to get injuries. I just need him to be in and around fit, because we'll get injuries and he needs to step in and take his chance. And that's how it happens when you try to break into a team like United. You have to come in, you have to grab your chance. Let's like Brandon Williams did, He came, he's not had that many injuries. He's come in and he stayed fit. And definitely Tuanzebe. I see a lot of bright future ahead of him, man. He's captain, man. Trust me, he's a leader. Yeah.
What would be your two, Aaron? Ellie, would you pick a two?
If I would pick a two, I would say Baye and Maguire, because they complement each other. You've got one centre back who's more willing to come out from the back and drive the ball through the midfield and then spray the ball. And then you've got one just rough defender who's willing to put in that tackle and very strong defensively, recovery, his sharpness, his pace, especially the pace. So I think you've got to have two complement each other. You can't have two of the same style of play. That's why I'm not really a fan of the partnership between Maguire and Lindelof.
Yeah. Next question comes from Elliot Walker, and this is quite a poignant question. He goes, "Why are Man United so inconsistent, Northern?"
Because we don't have a structure. It always goes back to the structure. The people who run the club, the people who own the club, don't really give two damn. They see Man United as a cash cow. It's all about collecting revenue and collecting money. So they don't really. There is nobody out there that cares about the structure of the club. And the reason why we're consistent, because we haven't got the right players, the quality player, level of quality players in the right positions. I mean, look how long we're begging for a right winger. How long are we begging? Right side.
That's true, though.
You can do something. Look how long I've been begging for. So it just shows you, innit?
Anything to add on that, Aaron? I mean, is it a case of the footballing side of it, just too many managers, too many football ideologies, or is it just a case of players are just not good enough at the end of the day?
No, I think certain players are good enough, but it's a mixture of inexperience in the coaching staff and not inexperience at board level, so inexperience at coaching staff level, but not knowing what to do at board level. I think there's too many people up top that just don't know what the club is about, just do whatever they feel like, and put the wrong priorities at top. At the moment, Manchester United's priority is the commercial side, which is absolutely wrong. The sporting side of stuff should be our priority. So this is why we're inconsistent, mixed with, the inexperiences at coaching staff level, making the wrong decisions, wrong substitutions, focusing on the wrong things in terms of style of play and stuff. It's a mixture of both. But like Nordin said, the structure is first, innit? As long as the structure don't change, we'll still be seen as a cash cow and not an actual football club.
Boy, that is crazy, man, to say that one.
Yeah, man.
One.
It's the truth.
Next question comes from Glory Man United. Not so glory nowadays, mate. He goes, "Hi. How many more seasons do you think it will be United before they lift the Premier League title? And will it be under Ole, Nordin?"
It all depends, man. It all depends if the manager gets backed. If the manager shows that for the rest of the season that he can get consistent run from the players, and then is he going to be rewarded at the end of the season when this season finishes to be able to bring more quality players? And I'm the Mr. Structure guy, mate. Structure. And the thing about it, Chelsea, like, for example, we were talking about Chelsea earlier. Chelsea have such a brilliant structure. We don't even know what their structure is, bro. But one thing we do know. No, to me, they have sporting directors. They do. They have advisors who advise.
Yeah, they have that woman. The woman that sorts out the transfers. The woman that sorts it out.
No, I know that, but I'm saying there's a team behind that. There's a team, there's a sporting director behind that who deal with things. Who, they have a transfer committee. Forget even that. The owner is interested in football. The owner is interested in making Chelsea competitive.
Yep.
And when then he takes the advice from the right people who know about football. Who do we have? Woodward. Who does he take in advice? Who's Woodward advising? Neil Ashton.
That is true, man. How many how many years do you think, Aaron, if you was to be honest, how many years for United compete? You said about 3 years, didn't you?
I said 4 5.
4 5.
Yeah, I said 4 5.
I tried to be optimistic then.
I'm trying to be optimistic as well, but I'm thinking I am being optimistic, but at the same time I'm being realistic. I'm trying to be a realist like you, and I'm thinking if we're doing our best to try and get back to the top, what do people think, that Liverpool and Man City are just gonna sit down and not do nothing? Like, no, they're gonna strengthen. They're gonna try and be better than they are right now. So as far as I'm concerned, we're always gonna be behind them until we fix our structure. So that's gonna take 2 years. Plus the 3 years that we need to get back to the top in terms of how to play well on the pitch and stuff. 5 years, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Totally. Like I said, we've addressed that question, the other side of that question on this podcast. We've said, if Man United are not challenging, the big players will want to go, mate. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. Aaron, this is one for you. It's kind of a link to it again with Werner, because it says... and Igalos as well, linked with Igalo Werner. He says, Dr. AOD, he said, do you think Man United could have got Werner if they was really smart of extending Igalo's loan? Because Timo Werner would have been the same wage as Igalo, which I really pointed out.
That's
and he's
true.
very young as well, and much more quality. Great signing for Chelsea and Frank Lampard. Seems to have a system as play as compared to Oli, in spite of recent results. Greetings from Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to you, man. Brooklyn, New York.
Whoa, Brooklyn.
Yeah, man. Brooklyn. Shout out to him, man.
Shout out for protesting in Brooklyn, man.
Yeah, man, exactly.
Shout out to the people in Brooklyn.
Is that fair to kind of put that on Igalo, or do you think, because I said they're on the same wage, or do you think that's fair on Igalo? That yes,
nah,
you know what I mean? Like, what do you think?
I don't think it's fair on him. I think I still back the decision that we signed him on another year, let's say till January 2021, because like I said, he gives us another option. He's something different. He's a different type of striker. If we would have brought in Werner, that just would have been another version of Martial and Rashford. And right now, and Werner, to be fair, even though he can play different positions, I think his preference would have been to play up front. And we already have Martial up front. Do you know what I mean? And we have Greenwood up front as well. So as much as I like him as a player, don't get me wrong, I like him. But I think it was Chelsea done a good job to sign him. I think they needed him more than we needed him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you know, then when you... you're going to pack up your boy.
I said it before. Why can't we sign Werner as well? Like, you need these quality players.
Exactly, man. Come on, bro.
You need these quality players. To me, injuries can come. We don't know. I don't want to see Rashford overplayed. I don't want to see Martial bent out. I don't want to see if we get Sancho's bent out. We need players. Squads, at the end of the day, win. Squads win. Man United used to have 4 strikers. Remember, two play one game, 2 play the next game. That's how it was. Why can't we have that? Why? Because we're going to be challenging for all sorts of competitions. Why can't we have that?
Yeah. There's a question here that quite pointed. We was linked with Thomas Partey. I don't know if you know, Aaron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Arsenal there's quite a 2 questions that link here. There's one that says, if Arsenal get Thomas Partey, will you be afraid? And I think there's another one that says, do you think Man United need a defensive midfielder, like in Diddy? So that kind of question is, will you be afraid if Arsenal get our Partey, because that was their missing jigsaw? And if we don't get a kind of a defensive midfielder, I know we've got Matic, you know what I mean? Maybe Fred can in that position, but do we need a new midfielder? Like, Ricky raves on about Matic, but I don't think he's all that, man, because he had bad games last season, and people forget that, man.
I think at the moment, because we've got Fred and Matic, it wouldn't make sense to get another DM. People forget, we've got Fred, Matic, and McTominay. I see him as a defensive midfielder, because in terms of his work rate and how he hustles and wins the ball back and stuff, I see him as a DM. So because we've got these 3 and Matic will be here for another year, I don't think it'll make sense to go and get another DM when we already have Matic and Fred, and we can rotate now. We can rotate. Do you know what I mean? When Matic goes, then we can think about getting another DM in.
But why can't we get him now when we think Matic is not going to be there for a long time? He's on his way down, bro. And we saw it. At the end of the day, what got Man United this bit of consistency, it's been mainly Fred. Fred has been the guy who stood out the most. That's true.
That's true.
And now people are saying he should be in the team. How's that possible? He's the one that broke up our defense.
Because people are too quick to forget, innit? Too quick to forget.
Yeah.
Quick to forget. And then
easy, man.
Media okey-doke, innit? The media is propaganda as well, innit? Because all of a sudden, in certain media circles, Matic has become the flavour of the month, yeah? Where my guy
was the case of
respect. My guy was trolling Man United all over the place on Instagram, liking posts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saying disparaging things, yeah?
Didn't want to play at one point. Didn't want to play on Dolly at one point.
Yeah, exactly. So let's not get it twisted, man. And I genuinely think he could have the odd game out of like 3 games. He might have 1.5 game where he's brilliant. But it's still, for me, that type of holding guy, nah, he's not mobile enough. I'm sorry to say.
No.
He's not
I don't think there's a mobile. Like, I look at Axel Witsel for Dortmund.
What a player.
Very fair. I don't know why United never went for Axel Witsel. I've been crying out for this guy for the last 10 years.
I think we did. I think we did, but then he chose to go. What was it? Benfica or something?
Zenit.
Yeah. He chose the money, bro. Chose the money.
But he could have perfect midfielder. I like a midfielder that's mobile, that can do things as well. Like Partey can do, almost can press, and also can play football on his feet. That kind of midfield back in the day where you just sit. That doesn't work anymore. Pirlo can do that, but he can play the ball about. So I don't know about that one, me. But next question from Mohammed Al-Adam. He kind of gives us 3 questions here, but you know what? The fact that he's giving us from greetings from Egypt, so I'm gonna say his question out. Top
big
5.
Big up.
Yeah, man. Greetings from Egypt. Top 5 from he goes top 5 Premier League players in the last 20 years. That's the first question to you both.
Top what?
Top 5 Premier League players in the last 20 years.
Whoa.
You know what? We'll just give one each. 5's a bit, you know.
Top 5. A lot of them play for Man United. I'm sorry. I can name top 5. Roy Keane, David Beckham is in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, what more do I say? Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
Like, the trophies are there. If you want to know about trophies, I mean, Thierry Henry fits in totally. Do you know what I mean? Thierry Henry. Yeah, Alan Shearer, because he was the highest goal scorer, that might have gotten in there. But yeah, I could just name 5 from United, mate. Simple.
Same. I'd have to go for the same.
Rio Ferdinand, in terms of defenders, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Aaron, your favourite all-time United striker?
Favourite all-time United striker? It's going to have to be Robin van Persie. I think it's Robin van Persie, man. Yesterday, I was watching an interview from Rio. He was doing his the locker room stuff. It's called The Locker Room, and he was talking to Wilfried Zaha. And Zaha was talking about how he was impressed by Van Persie in training, like the stuff he was doing. And he said he described Van Persie's chest as a chest that's got like a dip, because when he chests the ball, it literally rests on his chest and then he brings it down and does a madness with his feet. So yeah, I'd definitely say Van Persie, man. The guy was just unbelievable, man. The techers, man. People don't know how mad techie this guy is, but he's from Holland, and you already know, like, people from Holland, they play in the streets, like, do you know what I mean? They play the street ball. So
it's similar to England, isn't it? Similar to England, Holland.
So I'll say Van Persie, bro.
You, Nuruddin?
Yeah. No, to me, it comes a double act. Andy Cole and Dwight York for me. That combination for me was... One. No, they can't. It can't be just one, because they came... The most successful time in Man United history, those two terrorized Europe, mate. Terrorized the world, mate.
Yeah.
They absolutely stroked fear. The combination play of those two players. Woo!
Yeah.
Led to 3 trophies, man. 3 trophies.
Next question is from Daniel B. Ismail. We're now on to the Instagram questions, guys. Thank you very much for sending them in. Aaron, this one's for you, since you're a German follower. Kai Havertz, United thoughts? We've been linked with him this week. I don't know if Neil Ashton's working his magic again. You know what I mean? Another player that's been linked with us.
I actually think that 1 minute, I think Saeed, because you keep talking about Kyle Havertz, I think Neil Ashton's getting the ideas from you, pal. Neil hanging around too much. Trust me.
I'm writing him a little letter every day saying, listen, I want you to spell these names out and then put them out for me. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think of that one? Kai Havertz to Man United thoughts?
I don't think it's gonna happen. I reckon he should stay 1 more year in the I was gonna say Premier League. 1 more year in the Bundesliga, develop a bit more, because he's young, man. He's young. Let's not forget it. He will have all the time to move to the Premier League. I reckon he's going to qualify for the Champions League next season with Leverkusen, and he should play 1 more year in the Champions League and up his level. another step, and then you can, think about moving. I think right now would be too early for him.
You look at Coutinho possibly leaving. That opens the door for a certain Bayern Munich to come in there. It's almost a perfect fit. Ship Coutinho out, and then say, well, then again, it's Barcelona, isn't it? Sorry. But, at least say we don't want him. Then Goretzka can play in the midfield, and then someone, Havertz, slides into the Bayern team and creates more of a dominance. 8 years in a row, trophies.
I said it in a previous podcast, Straightjacket podcast, and I'll say it again. If Bayern Munich allowed themselves to lose Kai Havertz to a foreign league, trust me, there'll be some proper bust-ups in the Bayern Munich hierarchy. As we speak now, unless his family hate Bayern Munich, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's no type of things that where there's a hatred for his family and maybe people are advising him.
It's all clear.
I look at one player and then I see like him. I mean, I don't wish any injury on him. You know what I mean? If there's no injury, serious injuries, in the next couple of years, he is destined to be a star, not just Bayern Munich, but for Germany. And what do we know about Bayern Munich? Bayern Munich will hoard these young talents.
Like
nobody's business. And I can see that happening. But I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if that kid doesn't go to Bayern Munich.
Yeah, it's writing on the wall, isn't it? Nuruddin. Question here for you, Aaron. Do you think Chelsea could win the Premier League next season? You know what I mean? If they buy a left back, they go buy centre back. You know what I mean? You got the addition with Ziyech. You got the addition of what's his name, Werner. You got the youth talent coming up. You know what I mean? You got that guy from Scotland. You know what? They could easily with all the Man City's frailties, and if they don't buy centre back and fullbacks, Liverpool could maybe have a second season syndrome. Chelsea could just slide in there. You never know. You never know in this Premier League.
I agree, man. I definitely agree. Chelsea can be a threat next season because you know what it is sometimes when you play for a club and the new player comes in, it brings new, fresh air into the team. It brings a breath of fresh air and thinking, we've brought this guy in and this guy's sick as well. We've got a shot at here. We've got a shot at this, So I reckon with the addition of Ziyech, who's an incredibly crazy talent. I love this guy and I'm so gutted that we have not been able to go and get him because he was there available for nearly to nothing, £30 million. So they've got Ziyech. They're about to secure Werner, and they might even go and get Ben Chilwell because that left-hand side for Chelsea has been very, very shaky in recent times. So these three additions, that's going to bring more than just a breath of fresh air into their team. And they're thinking, this could actually work, And then you add, the talent that they already have, the Callum Hudson-Odois, the Abrahams, the Jorginhos, Kante, Kovacic. Like this look, all of a sudden you're looking at this team and going, this ain't no joke team, And with Frank Lampard at the head of this team, motivating this team, they've got a philosophy, they've got a style of play, a clear style of play. They win games, yes, they will lose games, yes, they will draw games, that's fine. But there is a clear philosophy. And with Werner coming in, sheer pace, the finishing, do you know what I mean? They could challenge next season, honestly, they could.
And then Man United could go down that slide, you know what I mean? No, it's already top four. It's looking, we're almost like holding on to top four. Chelsea are thinking about title talk now next season.
Trust me. Like I said, you know what? We've already seen it already as well. So this young team has got potential. When you strengthen it, you don't know. You know what I mean? The sky's the limit for them. But it showed that they can go on a mad run where they can beat teams. You know what I mean? They can go on a long run unbeaten games. You know what I mean? And they can also lose games, like Aaron was saying. But, you know what I mean? Don't think that Jody Morris, you know what I mean, and Frank Lampard have not been doing research, mate. Looking at those games, why they lost their games during this blackout. I
remember Frank Lampard saying in an interview one time, he goes, I'm not going to lie to you, reporter, I need players. If we want to compete with this football club, we need players. And he almost demanded it. And that's what a manager does. He demanded that success. And that's what, you know what I mean? Credit to Lampard for doing that. This question is quite a good question, actually. It's from MUFC for Life 123. And I'll start with you, Noran, on this one. He goes, how do you deal with negative thoughts and mental health? It's kind of an off-topic football, but I think it links with football anyway because... And he says, mental health and negative thoughts.
So the biggest thing for me is that look around your life. Look around what's bringing you this kind of thoughts. Exercise is one. getting out as much as getting fresh air is another, as much as you can. Talking to your friends, doing stuff, talking to loved ones about it is a thing. Going and seeing your GP is another. You know, maybe you might go down the medication route. You know what I mean? Maybe you can see what you can access in terms of therapy. You know, just do not. One of the things that I was advised against: don't use substance to kind of medicate yourself away from your dark thoughts and that. But yeah, there are lots of. Tell him there's a lot of phone lines. You know what I mean? We can even. You know what I mean? That you can people that you can speak to. There are. We'll put it. So you'll make sure you put it underneath.
Of course. Yeah, of course I will do.
Or you can listen to him as well. There are, but the best way to deal with it in terms of is just change your environment in terms of mentally, like the things that you do, and talk to those, because a lot of men die because they don't talk about these things.
Yeah.
You know I mean, like the research shows that a lot of women are right because they can talk to their friends about when they're having dark talks.
And have the kind of feeling that, you know, it's very you're almost degrading yourself.
Yeah. And the idea of thinking nobody cares. People care, man. People love you. People care. You know what I mean? Your life is precious. And, you know, you need to just ask for help, change habits. You know what I mean? It takes a long time. It's a long battle. You know, it's not easy. It's a long battle.
That's the key one.
It's a challenge. So, take on that challenge to live better. But changing the environment and exercise is one of the big things. Yeah. And also talking to people, and then talking to your GP. You know what I mean? If you get access to GP, talking to other professionals, ringing organisations. There are loads of different mental health charities that you can have access to.
That's very, very important. You know what I mean? Especially changing habits and almost kind of changing your view of life and how what makes you happy. You got to reevaluate your life and think what makes you happy. Are you in the wrong friendship group? Are you? You know what I mean? Are you not feeling comfortable in your life, Aaron? And that's one of the things, you know what I mean? Like, I've noticed as well, like, I've been having moments where you think, oh, man, it's not going well in life, man. Like, what's going on? But you almost have to say to yourself, look, I'm going to be strong. I'm going to get through it. Mm-hmm. Give yourself that belief and have that self-belief and look around you, other friends around you, helping you as well. Then when you're feeling low, they're going to say to you, oh, come on, mate. Sort yourself out, mate. Come on, you're strong, man. You can't be saying that to someone. You got to be able to know that, understand and empathy. So, how would you deal with mental health and negative thoughts?
How would I deal with it? I think I would surround myself with people who, first of all, understand my situation, who have been through that, and who can give me advice on how to maneuver and navigate through those situations. Because it makes no sense for you to go through mental health issues and talk to a person who's never been through it, because what advice can he give you? Do you know what I mean? Same stuff with the racism thing. It makes no sense for me to go and talk to a white person if the white person has never experienced it. Do you know what I mean?
He's ignorant to it. Or
he's ignorant to it. So it makes no sense. You have to surround yourself with people who understand your situation, no matter what it is. Even if it's something simple like driving a car. Like, what am I going to speak to a 15-year-old about driving a car when the person's never drove a car before? You know what I mean? Surround yourself with people who understand your situation and who have been through what you have been through, so that they can give you the necessary advice for you to navigate through the situation.
Yeah, man. And I will put the link in the description for anyone who's having any difficulties with their mental health. I will put in some hotlines and kind of things. And if you are watching and you have any mental health issues, we are with you. You know what I mean? People, speak to your family, and you will get through this, guys. That's one thing I want to tell you. If you are watching this, you will get through it. You know what I mean? And
Saeed, if you have a look at, is he in the UK? Is he in the UK? The person? If you look at,
I don't know if he was asking the question out as if like he wanted him to know. But if you were the person that did ask a question,
get in touch. Just tell him to get in touch, and they can pass me on to him.
That's fine. If you are watching MUFC for Life 123, and if it's a question that you thought for general, then I am sorry. But if it was something personal, then let me know, and then I'll give you contact for Nuruddin. Going on to back to football. George United says best penalty taker at United ever for you, Aaron. Well, go with you, Aaron, first.
Sorry, say that again.
Best penalty taker for you ever.
Best penalty taker ever for me in the game.
No, United.
Oh, United.
I know Nuruddin's already. I know it's already.
I'd Wayne Rooney. Rooney for me. Yeah.
I know Nuruddin's anyway. Dennis Irwin.
No. Eric Cantona. He
only missed one.
Eric Cantona, I think he only missed one.
Oh. I'm going to go with Martial, you know. I think Martial's a brilliant penalty taker.
Yo, I can talk about what I missed. Cantona missed one.
Well, we're going Cantona then.
For United, I think I only ever seen him miss one.
When was that?
So people will correct me in the comments, but I can only remember Cantona ever missing one penalty.
When was that? Do you know? Yo, yo.
Neil Ashton back in the building. Hey.
Ashton Army's about me.
Neil Ashton.
Neil Ashton Army.
Of course that was then. Oh, yeah, I want to take my head off, man. Oh, dear, man. But yeah, do you remember, what was that? Do you remember that one from Cantona?
I think it might have been against Leeds, you know. I think it might have been against Leeds. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
I think it might have been against Leeds, honestly.
Next one says from Dave I_20. He says, "It's my birthday today. Can I get a shout out?"
Happy birthday, Dave.
Hey, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, lads.
Happy birthday, man.
Someone that's got your name is Nuruddin_01. Shout out to all the Nuruddins out there. You know what I mean? He says to you, Nuruddin, still is Yoko Nuruddin. He says, "Do you fear the pressure on Rashford to perform? Injuries take time to heal." Well, that's a good question, you know. Straight back, the pressure to perform, Nuruddin.
Trust me, and I said it before, we're talking about Werner. Why can't we have Werner? Because like I said, the burnout of Rashford and Rashford playing with injuries, I don't want that anymore. I want the player to be fit. So then he feels, right, you know what, he can perform at his maximum. So, yeah, I mean, me and Aaron have sat next to each other in games. Me and you haven't sat next to each other in games. We've talked about this again and again and again. And we've said it, and we've said it more than any time. We don't want players who are burnt out, because when players are burnt out, injuries occur. That's how injuries occur. And I just hope that he doesn't feel the pressure. And one thing I would say about Mike is Rashford. As a human being, I'm so proud of him, man. I am absolutely so proud of him. During this lockdown, during the coronavirus, Marcus Rashford has absolutely been incredible. He's been an absolute leader in Manchester, in the community in Manchester. You know what I mean? Raising money to feed school children, coming out, you know what I mean? Taking all of that abuse when he explained that why Black Lives Matter. You know, he didn't just put Black Lives Matter. He explained, you know, why Black Lives Matter. And he took a hell of abuse. But that's what real leaders do. You know what I mean? Real leaders stand up in time of need. And it just shows you the type of like Manchester person he is, you know what I mean, caring about his local community. So for me, I love Rashford before, you know what I mean? I loved Rashford before, and now my love for him has just grown and grown and grown, because as a human being, he's become an absolute leader.
Yeah, same with you, Aaron, you know what I mean? It's a lot of pressure now for him to come back. People are going to expect miracles. People are going to expect, like, him to score 30-yard screamers, running up and down the pitch. It's only going to be like, again, you know what I mean? Let me just, I've not got anyone there, you know what I mean? I need to perform. It's a result-game business now, isn't it, Aaron?
I'm not going to put any sort of pressure on Rashford. He's, like, right now, my head is, like, obviously I'm happy for the Premier League to come back, but my head is elsewhere right now.
Yeah.
And he has done way more than enough to show me that he cares about the black community in the UK and just kids in general as well. Imagine a footballer has to put his own money into making sure that kids get free school meals while the government's sitting on millions and they can't even do that. Bro, that to me, that alone, like, huge kudos to Marcus Rashford. I don't have any expectations of Rashford. If he scores, I'll be happy. If he doesn't, like, for me, it's even to the point where he almost gets a free pass for every game now. Do you know what I mean? Because he showed me that he cares about his community. He cares about his people. He knows where he comes from. He remembers his humble beginnings. Do you see what I'm saying? Certain things.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. They're out here in force, man. They're out. It's pissing me off, man.
Yo, let me just say that. I don't want to interrupt, but that my guy just did the Matrix, mate. Matrix, like that, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to dodge the haters, man.
Oh my God. But yeah, he's shown me more than enough, do you know what I mean? And certain things are just beyond football. Marcus Rashford, it's almost like he's put more energy into caring about his community and making sure the kids get the free school meals rather than actually training. Do you see what I mean? So listen, man, I understand now why people like him so much, because he cares, innit? He cares. And anyone that's going to give him stick for explaining why Black Lives Matter, take a look in the mirror and have a deep look at yourself, please.
Yeah, that's very, 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 very fitting of I think. And the next question comes from STY2K. That's one of my friends, DJ. So big up to you, bro, and hope you're doing well. He says, when a fully fit squad, surely Oli can't play the same dead football. Bruno Pogba play counter-attacking football? No. Is that a fair assessment? No, he can't still play counter-attacking football with that team now. It's got to be now a case of having a style of play, having a cohesive tactics. You know what I mean? From defense to attack. You know what I mean? That style. You need to have a style now, Nuruddin.
Yeah, but I do think that though. That's it. I think we use counter-attacking football in the big games. I think unless we get more quality players, I think we might have to deploy that tactic still. But I think you know what? A lot of teams can deploy that skill, that tactics in certain games, in certain periods of games. But in games where you're 1-0 down and stuff like that, you need to cram the other team in, mate. You have to have a way of coming up with a way of opening the teams up by exchanging, by doing cross, when wingers or forwards cross each other, where they come short, where they go long, making runs to confuse players. You know what I mean? All sorts of things. The creativity has to show, has to come out. And that's what I'm saying to you. So at times in games when we're losing, maybe Bruno might have to go on the right. Do you know what I mean? He might have to go on the right because he can create things from that side. Do you know what I mean? Like, and have Rashford on the left and then Martial in the middle and Pogba behind him. Do you know what I mean? So that could work. But we have to be flexible. And I do think that in games against the smaller teams, we can't be counter-attacking, man. We need to go for people's throats. We need to go for people's throats.
Aaron, you say the same with that?
Yeah, I think a style of play now is too easy, I think, to be using as a term. I think now, like Norden said, we are able to go to teams and literally bury these teams, bro. First half, bam, 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 3-0, 4-0. Put the game to bed early. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we've got everyone fit now. There's no excuse. So yeah, that's my take on it.
And hopefully that can start with Mourinho, set Mourinho, eh?
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Listen, he's the first. He should be the first victim.
K-Lings.15, he says, Nuruddin, do you think United need another left back than Shaw to be challenging? E.g., Alex Telles from Porto, very, very good left back.
I heard he's going to PSG.
Damn, what a signing that is, man. Even though they've got Bernard already. Bernard's quality, man. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, I definitely think that. I mean, to me, Anna Williams coming in was a breath of fresh air, but I do understand that I was getting gassed and I was getting I was just so good to see as somebody, because I'm not seeing that for a long time, somebody take away somebody. And I do think that that Shaw's form picked up when Brandon Williams is coming and putting in some good performances. So yeah, definitely. I think, like I said, for me, that idea of Man United can't have the best. People got to challenge each other. We've got to have two players for every position fighting to get into that position. It's for fighting for the place. No guarantees, 100%. Mate. No guarantees in this team. I don't
that's the case of even Wan-Bissaka. Like, I want another right back that can compete against Wan-Bissaka. Like, I want every single person to be saying, like, now Henderson, for me, if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'd bring Henderson back in next season. Even though Romero's good, Henderson to say, you know what, De Gea, if you're not performing, I don't think Romero is a very, very. It's not a good backup. But it's a not very competitive backup for De Gea.
It's not
a threat. No. Yeah. So because he's known that he's done it all his life. This was a very, very good question, Aaron. How do you see Man United progression in terms of recruitment to Chelsea? So how do you think they're going to do well in terms of recruitment in the next? Nobody's laughing already, like.
Yeah, because man, the structure is messed up. So I don't really have much faith. It's going to be more of those, the odd time here and there, the odd window, we'll sign the quality player like we did with Bruno. But other than that, I think it's just going to be recommendation after recommendation, and we like this one, so let's go and get him.
Clickbait, innit? Clickbait.
Yeah.
Clickbait FC, Loden.
Recommendations FC. Like I said,
exactly.
We like, Tro, like your brethren of Pi Radio, he always says, like, yes, he really analyzes Man United. Says that's exactly the same thing Liverpool used to do. Liverpool would used to sign a couple of misses, and then they'll find a hit. You know what I mean? They'll get a hit hit guy. You know what I mean? A guy that has to hit, and then they'll get a couple of misses, and then they'll get a hit. That's what Man United are doing. We're just like, imagine like blindfolded in a dart with a dart in your hand. You know what I mean? Blindfolded. And you've never played darts before in your life. You're taking out people, mate, as they're having their drinks in the pub, mate. You know, that's what Man United transfer looks like to me. Yeah.
Next question comes in. It says Ronaldo back at United. That's from Malcolm_K. Not pump. No for you, Aaron. No for you as well. Ronaldo back at United.
Nah, come on, man. Let him live his life, man. Let him live his life. He's living life at Juventus, man.
We'll go for last few questions, guys. Very, very appreciate all the questions that's been coming through. This one's from United_212. He says, big nine games for Martial. He could get 20 goals or more. It is a big nine games because he's the main man now. Maybe Ollie's putting the faith in him, saying, we don't need Werner. We need you, mate, to step up, Nordin. But that's a big nine games.
But that's a good thing. But where's the medical team to back that up, though? Saeed?
Well, there you go. That's the question, isn't it?
Where's
the medical team?
Where's the medical team?
What was the same? Was that the same for you, Aaron?
Sorry?
In terms of Martial, big nine games for him.
Yeah, definitely, man. He could go and get those 20 goals and even more. If we feed him properly, and, you know, if the style of play is suited to him, then he can go and get those goals. He can get that target.
Yeah, true. Kieran Barrett one says, Nurdin, what's your top 5 players for the selling? Top 5 players you would sell?
Jones, the Argentinian brother, Rojo, because Rojo is still on loan. Time to get rid. Pereira, even though I'm one of those people that I think I still see a player in there somewhere, but he's been given a chance, man. He's had this chance, and I'm sorry to say you're not up to it. He's not up to it. I don't know what it feels like to play for Man United and the levels of pressure that comes for playing for Man United, but he goes, so that's 3. Lingardinho, like I said, you know what I mean? And I know that.
Lingardinho.
Listen, Lingardinho. But maybe, you know what? Maybe Lingardinho can save his Man United future, you know what I mean, in these next 9 games. Who else? Obviously, Juan Mata is coming to the end of his day. He's my personal friend, but he's coming towards the end of his career. Maybe it might be good for him to go and retire back in Valencia. Maybe he can still do a bit for him there. Go back home and do that bit. But yeah, I'm just trying to think. What are they? Oh yeah, Matic. Like, forget Mata. No, Mata stays, mate. Matic. Good night, mate. Good night, Vienna, mate.
Good night, Vienna.
Good night, Vienna.
The last question. Sorry, yeah, you go for yours. Are you similar ones for you, or?
Yeah, similar ones for me. I don't know. Did you mention Pereira?
Yeah.
He's with his Brazilian pad.
This guy has had 1 cap for Brazil, you know. 1 cap, and that was in 2018. And this guy still thinks he can play for Brazil. This guy came out the other day. I don't know if you've seen it, Nordin. Came out the other day speaking about, it would be a dream to play for Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. You wouldn't even get on their bench.
Not in their reserves.
This guy can go as well, you know. One screamer against Southampton and you're starting to open your mouth, bro. Calm down.
Last question coming from Leon's Reality. Shout out to Leon's Reality.
Yes, shout out to Leon, man.
Guys, shout out to him. He goes, do you think Man United will sign a right winger if they miss out on Jadon Sancho? Or do you think they'll still keep, I mean, that's a good question because at the end of the day, if they miss out on him, would they get a Chiesa? Would they get a kind of, I don't know, a championship? I don't know. We've already got, you know what I mean, Daniel James, but maybe Chong can come step in. I don't know. Would they buy another right winger? I don't think they would, you know.
Man United need a quality right winger, mate. And you know what? Actually, I prefer it if it was a left-footed person so that they can come in.
Yeah, we've not had that for a while, have we? Not really. When was the last time we've had that?
We need that. We need something. To me, Sancho would, because Sancho's like almost like 2-footed. He can smack it with his left. He can smack it with his right. But we need that. Ronaldo was the last one. Ronaldo who can come in. He can smash it.
Both-footed.
Yeah. He could play. For me, you know what? Man United needs to solve that problem. Sancho or no Sancho. But Sancho is the perfect fit. But apparently, Sancho has caring for his community and highlighting anti-black racism. And maybe Man United's not the club for him because Man United, he might be too controversial for them.
Aaron, would you any thoughts for that Chukwueze from Villarreal, the Nigerian guy? He looks a bit rapid. Chiesa, Maybe Heather Lozano.
I don't know that guy from Villarreal, to be honest. The first time I'm hearing his name.
He's a good player, man. He's a good player.
Good player, very, very rapid.
Very, He's the player that Dortmund are looking at to replace Sancho with if they let Sancho go, apparently.
Wow. Crazy. And
then
he'll go for 100 million next season.
I don't know if we're gonna go and find a replacement signing if we don't get Sancho. I think United would rather promote someone from the youth rather than go and getting someone out there, to save money again.
Yeah, that's true. That's been all your questions, guys. I really, really appreciate it. We got it from Instagram, YouTube posts, and on Twitter, all forms of the platform. I tried to get as many as I can. Some of them were very, very interlinked, so I couldn't really answer them all. But you know what I mean? If I answered them all, we'll be here all day. But I make sure I got the most questions out there, guys. And I really appreciate you guys. And of course, Nuruddin and Aaron are very, very appreciative of it. And they you know what I mean? They're willing to answer any questions you want. But that's been your podcast 71, guys. Questions and answers. You know what I mean? The main topic of that is Werner. We're very, very disappointed with that. Werner's gone to Chelsea. Obviously, Leipzig are still saying that, it's not a done deal. Look, Nuruddin's head is shaved. Leipzig are saying, I heard the Leipzig manager, not the manager, but the Leipzig sport director said, nothing's been said. But, deep down, he knows what's going on, innit? Like, it has been done. It's just a case of contract formalities and whatnot. But, guys, that's been your podcast 71, guys. Let's get the socials from the two brothers here. We'll start with you, Aaron. The socials, please.
Yes, Mr. Aaron UTD across all the social media platforms. I haven't been posting a lot about football lately. So if anyone's going to follow me and be offended or be uncomfortable with what I'm tweeting, then don't follow me, innit? I'm just being clear. But yeah, across all socials, Mr. Aaron UTD.
Yeah, man, make sure you go subscribe to him. His road to 5K, guys. Link will be in the description below. Nuruddin, please let me know your socials. We want to see you back on Twitter, man. When are you back on Twitter, man?
Yeah, I've been back on it. Trust me, I've been back on a little bit on Twitter, but different type of. And people are already like hitting that unfollow button quicker than they thought because I'm telling you.
We don't need
your truth.
I tell my truth, mate. Always.
That guy Red Devil.
That guy Red Devil, mate. Come on, get all that smoke, mate. Come on, get all that smoke.
Man, bring the smoke, man. Bring the smoke. That's what we say, yeah. You know what I mean? But guys, that's been your podcast 71, guys. I am United Central. Go find me on Twitter at realist_187. Link will be in the description below, guys. But the main thing is, please subscribe. It's on the right bottom corner. Subscribe, hit the button, hit the notification bell. Well, we'll be back. You know what I mean? Football will be back. So there'll be more content, more podcasts, more Q&As, more everything, really. So please like the video. Subscribe down below. Let me know your comments below. Are you disappointed about Werner not coming? Are you happy about the structure of football club? What is your alternative plans for Sancho? Let me know in the comments below. Let's debate, man. Let's have a chat. And yeah, man, that's been it, guys. You know what I mean? It's very, very, you know what I mean? For me as well, I've not really been posting on anything that much on YouTube. I just wanted a week just to relax and think about what's going on in the world right now. And yeah, my solidarity with everybody in the world. We are one human race, you know what I mean? We are one, you know what I mean? We are one. And let's just stick together, man. And let the people that are talking about all this stuff divide us, man. Because one of the things they're trying to do is divide us. And that's what they're trying to do, really. So, guys, please like the video. Subscribe to United Central. I've been Saeed. That's been Aaron. That's been Nuruddin. And we're out, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.
No to racism, kids. No to racism.
Amen.